Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Top 10 places to visit in Istanbul. So make sure to watch the full video. On the off chance that you're searching for delightful spots in Istanbul, you are perfectly located. This astounding city is arranged on two landmasses, Asia and Europe, and guests will track down both Western and Eastern magnificence. From antiquated mosques and royal residences to clamoring markets and popular eateries, there's something for everybody in Istanbul. Hagia Sophia. With regard to lovely spots, nothing comes even close to the memorable Mosque of Hagia Sophia. This spot has been around since the Byzantine period and was once a Christian church. After the victory of Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia turned into a mosque and the pulsating heart of every strict issue. With regard to excellence, it isn't the set of experiences that makes this Turkish milestone so compelling. With its taking-off roofs, gigantic arch, unpredictable mosaics, and Islamic calligraphy, the Hagia Sophia is quite possibly the most lovely spot in Istanbul, in the event that not the world. Simply venturing inside offers guests an unworldly inclination, and its heavenliness just heightens this inclination. Getting a photograph in this spot is troublesome, as there is dependably somebody going to be in your shot. Yet, just appreciating this spot is sufficient to figure out its excellence and importance. 9. The Blue Mosque. One more lovely mosque in Istanbul is the Blue Mosque. Estimating 73 meters in level and 63 meters wide, the size of this strict structure simply gathers all considerations. On the outside, its most striking element is the 6 minarets, which accepts to be a mix-up made during development in the mid-1600s. On the outside, the Blue Mosque is huge, yet not precisely lovely. In any case, when you enter this strict spot, you'll comprehend the reason why it has a place on this rundown. The inside is decorated with 20,000 blue Iznik tiles, itemizing blossoms, trees, and conceptual examples of Ottoman impacts. The mosque likewise has north of 200 stained glass windows that are unpredictably planned, however, let in a lot of normal light to cause the spot to feel magnificent. It is nothing unexpected that the Blue Mosque is one of the most mind-blowing spots to visit in Istanbul. 8. Balat. Balat is an unlikely treasure in Istanbul that relatively few sightseers get to investigate. Situated on the European side of Istanbul, this area was once home to an enormous Jewish populace. These days, it is where you can in any case see remains of its past while additionally respecting the excellence of customary Turkish engineering. The most ideal way to investigate Balat is by walking around its thin roads and rear entryways. You'll track down gorgeous and brilliant houses, as well as fascinating shops and bistros. Make a point to come by Ensiragat Kahvesi, a bistro that has beautifying steps and a restricted back street with umbrellas looming over. It is one of the most Instagram well-known places in Istanbul. 7. Flavor Marketplace. There are numerous conventional business sectors and marketplaces in Istanbul, yet one truly hung out with regard to excellence, the Flavor Market. It's not the terrific marketplace. The Zest Marketplace is a little L-molded marketplace that elements of flavors, spices, and teas from everywhere in the world. You'll track down everything from saffron to Turkish pleasure, and the varieties and fragrances are simply inebriating. What makes this spot so lovely isn't just the huge swath of merchandise on offer yet in addition the design. The Flavor Market was worked during the 1660s and its rooftop is upheld by lovely curves. The light that channels through the windows makes a warm and welcoming environment, making it the ideal spot to get a few Turkish gifts. 6. Moda. The neighborhood of Moda on the Asian side of Istanbul is simply exquisite. Here you can truly see the difference between the old and the new. On one hand, you have conventional Turkish houses and bistros, and then again, you have present-day eateries and shops. Walking around Moda resembles making a stride back in time, while likewise respecting the excellence of Istanbul's present. Try to come by the Moda wharf to get a staggering perspective on the city horizon. What's more, in the event that you're feeling hungry, go to one of the numerous fish cafes nearby, you will not be frustrated. 5. Kamlika Mosque. However, not quite possibly of the most memorable mosque in Istanbul, Kamlika Mosque unquestionably brings a ton to the table with regard to magnificence. This mosque on the Asian side of Istanbul is the greatest mosque in Turkey, and its all-costly development has made a pretentious milestone that blows some people's minds. The mosque likewise incorporates a historical center, workmanship exhibition, library, and meeting corridor, in addition to an underground parking area with the ability to hold 3,500 vehicles. It is assessed that 63,000 individuals can be inside the mosque simultaneously. Guests can see its heavenliness and magnificence in the Ottoman and Seljuk structural styles, which incorporate forcefully calculated vaults, a progression of little vaults, and a huge focal arch. Underlying 2019, the mosque was an exemplary structure fabricated utilizing current procedures, and the outcome is something that simply escapes style. Come investigate the exquisite brightened inside of the mosque, however, remember the yard where you can respect its minarets and amazing balance. Kamlika Mosque is arranged on Kamlika Slope, a lavish park where you can loosen up on a pleasant day. It even has perspectives on the Bosphorus span, one of the longest engineered overpasses on the planet. 4. Dolmabahce Royal Residence. In the event that you are searching for a delightful structure in Istanbul that oozes only lavishness and polish, then Dolmabahce Castle is ideally suited for you. This previous home of the Ottoman kings is a genuine showstopper, and it's no big surprise that it is one of the most well-known vacation spots in Istanbul. This delightful Istanbul royal residence was implicit the mid-19th 100 years, and its design is a blend of elaborate restoration and lavish recovery styles. It is the primary European-style royal residence to be underlying Turkey, and it's tremendous, pretty, and loaded up with gold and precious stone. Arranged in the royal nursery and neighboring the Bosphorus waterway, its encompassing normal magnificence is similarly shocking. The best way to investigate the Dolmabahce royal residence is with a directed visit. There are 2 visits presented right now, the Salamt visit and the Collection of Mistresses visit. In the event that you have the opportunity to decide, select the Salamt visit. The visits show you the living quarters elite for men, and it is significantly more extravagant than the array of mistresses visits. 3. Galata Pinnacle. The Galata Pinnacle isn't only perhaps the most authentic structure in Istanbul, yet it is additionally quite possibly the most gorgeous one. It transcends the neighborhood of Galata in the European side of Istanbul and overwatches the advanced city of Istanbul gloriously. The Galata Pinnacle is a notorious image of Istanbul, and it has been remaining steadfast starting around 1349. It initially worked as a stone pinnacle to shield the city from trespassers. These days, it is quite possibly of the greatest fascination in the city. The highest point of the Galata Pinnacle includes a perception deck with a 360-degree perspective on the city where guests can see the vast majority of Istanbul's most famous milestones. In the event that you don't go up to the perception deck, you can get photographs of this stone pinnacle from one of the curious cobblestone roads that encompass it. 2. Üsküdar. On the off chance that you are searching for a wonderful spot to visit in Istanbul for nightfall, then, at that point, there could be no more excellent neighborhood than Üsküdar. This coastline region on the Asian side of Istanbul points toward the west and investigates the Bosphorus waterway, offering guests clearing perspectives on the water, and that's just the beginning. Üsküdar is one of the most beautiful and serene areas of Istanbul. It's an extraordinary spot to go for a stroll, loosen up by the water, or partake in probably the best fish in Istanbul. You can likewise find loads of bistros and cafes with open-air seating where you can appreciate perspectives on the water while you eat or drink. Maybe the most notorious structure in Üsküdar is the Ladies' Pinnacle, a little pinnacle that sits on a minuscule island in the Bosphorus waterway. You can take a boat to the pinnacle and investigate it, or simply partake in its excellence from a remote place. 1. Rulers Islands. On the off chance that you wouldn't fret about requiring a brief time frame trip from Istanbul, then, at that point, Sovereign's Island may very well be the most lovely island close to Istanbul. Otherwise called Adalar, the Sovereign's Islands are a gathering of 9 islands in the Ocean of Marmara, and they are just a short ship ride away from Istanbul. These islands were once home to Byzantine rulers and Ottoman kings. They were banished here since being a position of punishment was thought of. In any case, these days it is viewed as heaven. The greatest of the islands, Bayukada, is an island where fuel-driven vehicles are restricted. Local people and guests get around by strolling, cycling, or utilizing one of the electric vehicles. This implies that in addition to the fact that there is no contamination from the vehicles, the island is a lot calmer, particularly when contrasted with the clamoring city of Istanbul. The island is loaded with notable manners that simply ooze tastefulness. In the event that you are searching for a quiet escape to quite possibly of the most gorgeous spot in Turkey, then ensure you look at Adalar. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.